Alright guys, today is May 1st, and then this is Camilla and Jake. They are sieving our soil samples, or samples, whatever they're called, evidence. Taking some really nice notes. This is Julia. She's looking at our fingerprints that we were given and gonna match them so that we can get the culprit. This is Brandon. Brandon, what are you doing right now?
I'm doing the fingerprints too.
Oh, alright. And I'm being photographer. Khalil is no longer here at the moment. He got a pass, so we're gonna have to work really hard to make up for his absence. We'll see you in a while.
So where do you think the case is going today?
Today, or just in general?
In general.
We're looking closely into Jay and Myers to find out if they're the ones that murdered Otto, so we're, looking at evidence, getting warrants, getting stuff done.
Sounds fantastic.
Lab, we found that the polymer number 1 was to be plastic number 2, high intensity polyethylene, and then plastic 2 was number 6, polystyrene, and those were both plastics found at the scene. We have our urine testing. For Otto's urine, it tested pale yellow, sweet. There was no yeast found. Albumin tested negative. It stayed blue, while violet is positive. The pH was 10. Benedict's, there was nothing found. For Jay's urine, it was a dark yellow. It smelled of Windex. There was no yeast present. No protein found. The pH was 10. It did test for a small amount of glucose, though, and no narcotics were found. In Myers' urine, it was very yellow. It smelled like apple juice. There was no yeast present. There was protein present. It had a pH of 8. Benedict's found that there was a medium amount of glucose in her urine, as well as narcotics were present. Here are results for liquid 2, which we found to be urine. We also found it to match Myers' urine after testing both samples. This was the fingerprint found on the gun, and we were able to match it to Jay. So the secondary crime scene area that was found the gun matched to Jay's fingerprints. Here's a little bit of our notes on our metal. We were testing and it was triangle, it was possibly lead, and then we also confirmed it to be lead, so metal 1 found at the scene was lead. Here we have our testing for our hair. Hair 1 was found to be a brown-black, Otto's hair was found to be a brown, Myers' hair was found to be blonde, and Jay's hair was found to be red. We mapped the hair from the scene to Otto, which would confirm obviously that he was the victim at the scene. And the others, we just wanted to confirm that their hair was not found at the scene, and we did not receive any hairs from the scene that would match Myra or Jay, but other evidence leads us to believe that they were present at the scene. Okay, here we have our blood alcohol content. Testing. Myra tested at 0.10, Otto tested at 0.10, Jay also tested at 0.10, blood sample 1 tested at 0.05 to 0.09. blood sample 2 tested at 0.10, and blood sample 3 tested at 0.10. 0.08 is the legal limit, so quite a few of these were over the legal limit, which means that alcohol was present in many of the people present at the scene. We have our simple blood testing to find out what type of blood Myra and Jay have. So we found that Myra had O negative and Jay had A negative, and that helped us to match them to blood found at the scene. Right now we're going to talk about the fibers that are present on this sheet. Throughout all of the testing, we found that fiber 1 was wool, while fiber 2 was cotton, due to the information that you see in the table. And then we also matched fibers to Otto, Jay, and Myra, and found that Otto had acrylic fiber on, Jay had cotton, and Myra had wool. So the wool we found as fiber 1 would match Myra, and the cotton found matched Jay to fiber 2. So that also places them at the scene and gives us some more confirmation of their presence there. Here we have our fingerprint data. This was conducted by Camilla, and she was able to match the fingerprints found on the table in the conference room. The first one was matched to Myra, and it was her right index finger. The second one was matched to Otto, and it was his right middle finger. The G-Wing conference room, the west side, was also 2 matches. One was Myra, it was her left middle. The second one was Jay, his right middle. Also in the door of the conference room, there was matches to Otto, as well as to Jay. Also in the conference room on the table, there's matches to Myra, Jay, Otto, all 3. Also, just was consistently found to have Jay as well as Myra. And here we will flip through so you can see some of the minutia matched. These are Otto's fingerprints. Here's some of the minutia that was matched and found to be those specific people. The mallet was also matched to Jay. So all of these fingerprints put Jay, Myra, and Otto obviously at the scene. So we were able to place them all at the scene and figure out where they were and what they were doing while they were in the conference room, and as well as outside the conference room.